What's going on, people? What's going on, people? Welcome to Square Level Podcast. And this is basically the first episode on Square Level Podcast. We got it, purchased it from another brother. And this is our first episode. I am Brother Robinson, and we about to get straight to the nitty-gritty. We going to talk about is Freemasonry Satanism, because that's been going around forever. We're going to talk about that, and I can give you insight details on how it's not, because I've been a Freemason for almost 20 years now. But before we get into that, let me tell you about myself. I am Brother Robinson. Currently, I am an author. I did a little acting, director. Before this, in my past, I was involved in the streets. I know that's a cliche, but it's the truth. You could say I was in a gang, organization. Rapper, tried rapping underground, went nationwide, put out 2 nationwide albums. They called me Smoke a Lotta. Right now the album, one of the albums, the latest album when I finally gave it up, is still on Apple right now. It's still in streaming networks right now. I don't know who's getting paid from it, but it's not me. Since then, I can't remember the exact year. I would have to look at my certificate. I changed my life around. And about while I was doing that, I was selling big weight. Wasn't small potatoes. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm just being truthful to you. I'm going to tell you where I come from. Now, what got me out of the streets, because I was making big money, I'll never forget. I met this girl. She got me into church. Started getting to church. But this time, at that time, I was at the peak. I was selling, well, we could say it, keys, right? So she started having me going to church. I'm from New Orleans. I was going to church in the Lower Ninth Ward. I'll never forget. And as I'm going to church, I'm starting to feel guilty from what I'm doing, because I'm still selling drugs. Now, I'm giving the church a lot of money, collection plate, showing up in different cars. She was a Christian, but she was trying to pull me away from this stuff. I got baptized and everything at this church. Matter of fact, she still has my certificate. And I'll never forget. I talked to the pastor, because I'm feeling guilty. So I said, man, I want to talk to the pastor. I tell him, hey, man, listen, I don't know if you know what I do. He said, man, I have eyes. I can see. At this time I'm 20-something, late 20s. I said, man, I'm feeling guilty, man. I said, I'm asking you, what should I do? Should I slowly stop, or just stop what I'm doing right now, give everything away, and just focus on the church? You know what this man told me? As he telling me this, I'm realizing something. I see him with a daiquiri in his hand. I don't know if y'all know what a daiquiri is, if y'all not from New Orleans, Louisiana. It's a mixture of alcohol, sweet, and stuff like that. It's bad for you. I'm gonna tell you that right now. It's good as hell, but it's bad for you because of the sugar and the alcohol. I looked down. I said, "Oh my God, he's drinking that." He said, "Nah, that's how you get your money, man." He said, "Nah, that's how you get your money, man. Hey, man, listen, that's you." He was telling me. Now I don't know if he was trying to connect with me. I don't know, but it threw me for a loop. Then he went to talking about everything else, Pastor Bristol, and how his wife thinks she cheating, and he's not cheating. He's not like other pastors and all this stuff, and that threw me off. Now, after that, I'm trying to find a way out. No, I'm not in my 20s. I'm in my early 30s, and I've been in the streets off the porch since 12 years old. And now I'm like, man, I need to do something else. I was driving 18-wheelers, got my CDL on the whim, and that's what happened. So I had to be in my early 30s. And so I run across Malachi Z. York, his information. Around this time, YouTube started popping. They started having information on YouTube. I got deep into that. Got deep into the consciousness, the black consciousness. Started off with Malachi Z. York, then went to Hebrew Israelite, then met with John Henry Clark, Yusuf Ben Yakinen, people like that. So I'm just giving you a history before I get into his Freemason, Satanism, or not. I need you to listen. So let's just kill all the stuff what I don't know about, because I do. I just gave you the history, not everything. I go deep into this. This is for years. The Malachi Z. Yorks, the John Henry Clark, the Yusuf Ben Yakinen, I go on and on. I used to be at the compounds with Malachi Z. York. Some of the meetings, I knew some of the people. I knew Brother Polite. Listen, I come from this conscious world. Of course, I got away from that. Y'all know why. So it led me to Katrina hit. Hurricane Katrina. Or was it before Katrina? Probably before Katrina. I don't know. Was it? Yeah, it was Katrina hit, right? I wasn't a Mason when Katrina hit. That's a fact. I was not. So I'm almost 20 years into it. But Katrina hit. I moved to Dallas. My granddad was a Mason. I remember that. My granddad not only was a Mason, he used to march with Martin Luther King. We used to run around traveling with Martin Luther King. He's from Memphis, so you know he was there when he was shot in Memphis, because he helped organize the Memphis March, because it was about the sanitation workers or something like that. He was dying, and he said, "Nephew, I want you to get involved with my brothers." What you talking about, Granddad? Freemasonry. I heard stuff about Freemasonry. Just the same thing everybody else here. I done read some stuff, same thing everyone else read. Like, man, when he asked me that, it went in one ear and out of here, but it stayed with me. Because I remember my grandmother, his ex-wife, wore Eastern Star. He's a Mason, right? Okay, fast forward, we get to Dallas. I'm driving 18-wheelers, and I had no drugs out there, so I'm using my CDL. I'm driving, for a matter of fact, what's the name of this company? Sigma Network out of Arlington. I was there right when they were building the new Dallas Cowboy Stadium. Dallas Cowboy Stadium is in Arlington. I worked right there, like Sigma Network right there. I was working there. I used to see the trucks go bringing. I even saw one time when they brought that big TV. The guy I was driving with had a Mason chain on. I said, "Man, you a Mason?" "Yes." I said, "Man, I went to asking questions." Now, you got to remember, at this time, I'm in my, I'm 30 something, early 30s. So you got to remember, at this time, let me describe how I'm looking, how I was looking back then, how I looked when I first joined Masonry. But I have long hair. It was braided, but now I turned to dreads. 16 goals in my mouth. Count them, 16 goals in my mouth. That's what I had. I'm driving 18-wheelers. People already look at me like, I have tattoos not on my neck and face, but my arms and stuff like that. People already look at me like, man, this dude here, he's some type of thug or whatever. So I told him, he explained to me he's a Mason, but he lived in Texas, but he was a Mason in Shreveport, Louisiana. I said, "Man, I want to be a Mason, man." And my granddad told me about it. I've been, of course, I've been reading things about it. I heard bad things about it. I asked him about that. He said it's not true. But see, I'm the type of person, I got to see for myself, right? So he told me, he said, "Look, you going back to New Orleans?" I said, "Yeah, first chance I get." Nothing like NOLA, baby. I love Texas, and I didn't know what a brisket was. What the hell is a brisket? But until after Katrina. So he said, "Listen, since you going back home, it don't make no sense for you. I will let you join my lodge, but you going back home. And plus, it's in Shreveport. When you get home, asked a brother. He said, listen, man, this is what he told me. I'm not trying to get into nothing, and we're going to get into that later, too. This is right here, what I'm about to say. He said, listen, man, whatever you do, make sure it's 3-letter, not 4-letter. This is what he told me. Just telling you what he told me. He said, they not right. Go to 3-letter. Make sure it's Prince Hall. And I did that. I got on Facebook. Now, when I get to New Orleans, I gets on Facebook. I think Facebook was just not starting to pop off and all this stuff. I'm trying to, maybe I'm getting the times wrong. I don't know. Because I don't think I was on Facebook in Texas. I don't know. So I get on Facebook. Now, granted, I was affiliated with Charles Big Boy Temple. I'm getting somewhere. Charles Big Boy Temple owned Big Boy Records. Big Boy Records. Big Boy Records, for those who don't know, Big Boy Records had Mystical, Fiend, Ghetto Twins, G Slim. Mystical and Fiend, y'all know them from No Limit, but Big Boy Records had them first. Big Boy Records had them first. Charles Temple, I wasn't signed to Big Boy Records. That was my dude. Let's just keep it funky. God bless the dead, rest in peace. We all sold drugs together. He was bringing in, even the feds, I could say it because it's documented, he was bringing in truckloads of keys at a time in New Orleans from California, man. I'm talking about truckloads, train loads, through the train, all type of ways. The feds, all this documented, I could say it. You know, he come home, we was the home team, you know. We protected the label. If you mess with any one of them rappers and Chuck said, get him, we got you. I'm just giving you a history. I'm not bragging, I'm just leading up to what I'm getting to. So you won't say I don't know. I do know, because I done been through what you've been through, right? So I'm saying that because when I get on Facebook, people remember me from seeing me with Big Boy Records, right? So at that time, I didn't have a fan page, none of that. 5,000 followers. Every time I post something, that's the most you could have, not followers, friends. First most you could have 5,000. Every time I post something, it was getting thousands and thousands of likes, thousands of hits, hundreds, you know, some real popular on Facebook. They knew me from the streets. They knew me from Big Boy Records. Oh, Lord, Smoke on here. They call me Smoke a lot. So I'm still trying to get out of this life. I'm still involved now, but not as much. Katrina hit, things and slacked up. Chuck came back, started Big Boy Records off again. I think he had rappers called Hardhead, Block Burners and stuff like that. So I'm still trying to join this Freemason stuff. Why everybody still thinking I'm in the streets? Well, I still am, but I'm trying to get out of this stuff, man. You know, I've been too long, bro. People going to, my friends dying, getting time, people snitching, ratting. I'm starting to see how wrong this is. You know, it's bad, man. You know, so I run across this cat. Can't think of his name. It's funny because this is a trip. So I asked him. He said, okay. I asked him, he strung me along for a good little while. Kept asking him. And he shocked, like, Smoke asking me like this. So he gave me an application. But he didn't sign it. He got 2 other brothers to sign it because he said he fairly knew. Got the application. They came interview me. At my house, I had like a condo in Harahan. They came interview me. And they approved. Now, granted, they approved me now. These black brothers came. I didn't know what was a Prince Hall, none of that. Listen to me, long hair, 16 goals, house nice, car nice, but hey man, they still gave me a chance, right? They gave me a chance in this prestige organization. Gets up in there, I go through the degrees to become a master mason. I see the Bible open. I'm looking for the Satanism, because soon that happened, I'm out. Didn't see it. See the Bible open. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what's going on. I'm learning. Later on, I will find out everything they're doing is in the Bible. Yeah, everything. Everything. For those who, and I'm saying this because of Bible thumpers and Christians and stuff, we about to get into it. I'm about to get into this high is not Satanism. I don't know if you know, but that's enough of the history. Now let's just get into it. I just had to build up to that. You don't need to know my struggle and all this. Right now I am an officer in my lodge. I'm going to just say that. Now, an elected officer. Now, I remember one time a funeral come along. Besides all the stuff I hear on YouTube, the devil worshiping and stuff, and we go talk about where that stuff come from. I remember one time I was confused because what's in my lodge, I got some pastors. We got bishops in the order. You know what I'm saying? Pastors. So, you know, they belong to a church, they have church. But some church would not allow Masons to come bury. Because when a brother dies, just like in the military, he wants us to give him his last rites. Some church, some pastors ain't let us in there because of stuff like this. And I remember one time as I got my concealed carry license. This is years later. Matter of fact, 4 or 5 years ago. And I remember I asked him, because he's a pastor. He have a church. He's the head of his church. I said, man, why some churches don't let Masons in their church? He told me, because they not of God. I looked at him. I know why. I know where they get it from. The point is, they don't know why. They just regurgitating what the pastors before them say and the people before them say, or what the outside world say is not of God. This stems from hundreds of years ago. A lot of people's rumors about the Knights and Templar and the Freemasons come from the Knights and Templar and all that. We're not going to talk about that. But we're going to talk about, they figure that. The Knights and Templar and the Catholic Church got into it because the Knights and Templar found some scrolls that said stuff about Jesus. Not bad stuff. Well, if you want to call it bad. And the Catholic Church didn't like that. And they went to war. People, this is the Catholic Church. People was killed. A lot of the Knights and Templar were beheaded. Stuff like this. This is where this stuff come from. Stuff like that in the past. So the Catholic Church was going around saying they heathens. They worship the devil. They this and they that. That's not. That's what that is. Other stuff it stems from. But I'm here to tell you, it's no devil worshiping in Freemasonry. We gonna get more deep into this because there's other stuff going on. None whatsoever. I'm on Instagram and I see them doing they laying a cornerstone, and there's a certain type of you could say ritual, or you could say some type of rites they give when they lay a cornerstone. And I see the comments. How could they do this in front of church? What type of Satanism, evil stuff is this? First of all, Freemasonry is not a religion. That's number one. It's the oldest, you can say it's the oldest fraternity. That's Prince Hall, we're going to say that. It's the oldest fraternity. 17, I don't even want to get into all that. You can look it up. Do your research. We're going to start there. Do your research. Prince Hall Freemasonry, right? It's different Freemasonry. We're going to get into that. Everything they're doing is right in your Bible. All you have to do is pick that Bible up, read from front to back like you read a book. Don't read passages. Don't read this. Don't let somebody tell you, well, I need to tell it to you because you don't know what it means. Well, that might be true. If you do more research, you'll know what the stuff means. Read it from front to back with understanding, and you will see. When they lay in that cornerstone, everything comes out of the Bible. When we are in meetings, it's a Bible open. They pray. We pray. Same church songs you see in your Baptist church, the same song singing. Now, everyone in there not Baptist. Everyone in there not Catholic. You have some Muslims in there because it's not a religion. So how if it's not a religion, how is it Satan worship? It's not religion. It's no religion, man. You got all walks of life in Freemasonry. All walks of life. There's no Satan. There's no devil worshiping. Now, let me say this though. There's no devil worshiping in order. There's no Satanism in order. Meaning the foundation is not built on that. There's no evilness in that order. The foundation not built on this. But let's talk with common sense here. Because some people, like they say on one of my favorite movies, what that is, with Will Smith, I forgot, is the alien when him and the dude is, the Men in Black. He said people are smart. Well, he said a person is smart, but people are dumb and panicky. That's true in some cases. Because let's be honest. You know how many Freemasons they have in the world? I don't know. Lord have mercy. I can't control what somebody do once they go home. If in the bylaws and in the code book, you're supposed to be an upstanding man. You're supposed to stand perpendicular. You're supposed to stand at a 90-degree angle straight up and across. You cannot be an evil man. It will get to the order and they will put you out. But I cannot watch you 24 hours. I don't know what are you doing once you leave my meeting. I don't know what you are doing once you leave this session. If you go home and call people like ISIS and you cool with them and you a terrorist and you, I don't know that. I know that. But yet you doing this while wearing a Masonic chain and stuff that you could buy on Amazon and wearing a ring. So now it's the entire order? Have there been devil worshiping Masons? I don't know. I'm pretty sure. Probably have. That's just like it's too many of them to not know that, for me to say, man, all Masons are good people. No, brother. No, I'm not about to tell you that. Anyone that's a standing member, and let me say this, we're not going to have a bunch of talks on Masonry. Matter of fact, you can catch this podcast on all major streaming networks, Apple Podcasts, iHeart, everywhere. The name of it is Square Level, SQARELEVEL, Square Level. Look at me, hoping I spelled it right. And where I left off at, I can't control what everyone does, but for us, the foundation of Freemasonry is nothing evil about it. Facts. I know you might know better. I know you know because you read books. I know your mentor told you. I know you did. Man, you a YouTube scholar. Let's just keep it 100. For you to base facts on something you never seen, you never witnessed, you never set foot in the Masonic Lodge. Never. But to talk about it like you know you don't know, that's a lie. Now, I can tell you this. There's different sections of Prince Hall. Freemasonry. I'm Prince Hall. Prince Hall was started by a black man. Black man. And no, it's not what people say. They got all type of rumors on that. Man, his name is such and such. His name. All these is from by people that's not actual members. Be honest with you. You can go to you can go to City Hall and open up a Masonic Lodge. That don't mean you a real Mason. That don't mean you a real recognized Mason with the information that goes back hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years. Don't mean nothing. I see some of these dudes, but it's crazy. I see them online. They even got stuff online. Now, is Freemasonry divided? Yes, it is. I'm about to tell you, Prince Hall started by a black man. I don't want to talk too much about Scottish rites. Scottish rites, it's Scottish. What they tell you? They have a lot of black members. They have a lot of black people with Scottish rites. The only thing that gets me is every Scottish Rite person I met, they tells me when they join the lodges, how much they talk about Prince Hall. Prince Hall is not right. Prince Hall this, Prince Hall that, Prince Hall this, Prince Hall, them boys don't know what they talking about. But yet we just had 2 lodges been healed over to Prince Hall, and they in shock. Like, man, y'all do this right. Well, my district. I'm gonna put it like that. I didn't understand that, and I still don't understand that, because when people, let me say this to the Scottish Rites that's listening. I know everybody like, what the hell are you talking about? What's Scottish Rites? What's Prince Hall? We gonna get into that. Far as our district, I can speak for my district. In New Orleans, we don't mention Scottish Rites. Nobody don't tell a member, oh, don't go over there, man, don't mess with them. You're not mentioned. We too busy. But every time I hear, and I just had to put that out there because that need to stop, bruh. That need to stop. We don't mention anyone. We too busy taking care of business and running. But yeah, it's 2 different ones. You have Scottish Rites. I mean, whether it's 4-letter, however it go, because I didn't talk to some Scottish Rites, and I'm gonna tell you, they do a lot of stuff different from Prince Hall. Matter of fact, it's the reason why I'm not even gonna get into that. You know, I was told not to talk about that, so I'm not gonna talk about that. But Prince Hall, black man. Matter of fact, more than one black man. Look it up. Named Prince Hall Freemasonry. Look up the history. So it's not a devil worshiping organization, no matter what they tell you. And if you want to find out, join. Look for Prince Hall Freemasonry. Look for a duly constituted lodge. Because you will have lodges out here, man, that's not duly constituted, man. They just popped up, man. And they bought some books on the internet and got some change. You could tell because the stuff they wear. I watched, man, I don't know what this. I watched something in Alabama. They was actually marching in a parade. And what they had on was not supposed to be there. Now, somebody told me it's way more than. All I knew was Prince Hall Scottish Rites. I heard it's more. I heard you got PHO. I heard you got such. But the 2 main ones I know about, mainstream, is Prince Hall and Scottish Rites. 3-letter, F&M, 4-letter. And I can speak for Prince Hall. There's no synonymous involved. Now, are you going to meet some good brothers? Yeah. Majority, yeah. Bad brothers? Hell yeah. Man, bro, listen, man. This ain't what you think. And you know, some people believe that you're going to come in, and the ones that know about it and the ones that figure you're going to get good brotherhood, you are. It's good brotherhood up in here, man. It is. But you all going to run into some low-down brothers, man. You all going to run into brothers that try to use your personal gain. You're going to run into that everywhere, even if you belong to a church. You're going to run into that. Man, please, man. It's more praying, church going, God this and God that, brothers out. Man, there's nowhere in the world no devil worshiping in here. Could they have some devil worshipers join the order? Who knows? I never seen them, but it's so many. In my district alone, we have 700 to 800 people. You think I know what them people doing? And that's just New Orleans district. That's the District 1, New Orleans. That's District 1. If you go on the website, it's how many districts in Louisiana? We're not going to talk about that. Man, let me touch on that, even though that's what I was told not to ever speak on online. So I'm going to touch on this. It's a lot going on, even within Prince Hall. Some people got to say stuff about Louisiana over one person. A lot of people don't even know what it's about. I'm on TikTok, which shocked the hell out of me. It's a Prince Hall Mason on TikTok. Got a TikTok page called, I don't know what they talking about. But when I got on there, I mentioned something about Louisiana. He said, man, I've been hearing some things about, but nobody could tell me what they heard about Louisiana. That's another thing. You inside the order and acting like people outside the order. Find out what's going on. Because if you find out what's going on, you would be like, man, that's on them. I ain't nothing to do with that. Because it's crazy. But that's just people that goes to show you they inside the order and regurgitating information but don't really know. Don't know the inside. I guess they figure you got to be grand to know. No, you just have to be active. Active and really care. Because let's keep it a spade. Let's call it a spade a spade. You got brothers that war around with the Mason symbol, but they haven't been in a lodge meeting forever. Well, brothers, we work. We do this. You knew your work. You knew your job schedule before you took the obligation. Let's keep it 1,000. You got brothers that would try to challenge you, cover your shield, and try to challenge you, and you ask them minds for yours. They can't show it to you. Y'all know what I'm talking about. They can't show it to you because they ain't been around in 20 years. But once a Mason, always a Mason, right? True. But not always an active Mason. I'm putting this out there for a reason, man. I believe a lot of brothers can be saved. This organization saved me. I just told you when I joined. Long hair, 16 goals. Work. Pushing work out there. Didn't know what I was going to do. Now, if you've been listening, now you will know I'm an author. I have 3 books out there. One of the books is called, I'm acting like I'm on video. I'm about to get it for you. The Heart of a Good Traveling Man. I'm about to put it up to the camera, but I'm not on video. The Heart of a Good Traveling Man by Patrick Robinson. That's my name. Go buy it. Good book. Of another book teaching people how to be stepfathers. Because Lord knows we need to know. And another book is based on a true story. It's going to be a movie. It's going to be a series soon. Plus I have my bachelor's and master's degree. Yeah, all this from the help of Prince Hall Freemasonry, man. That's me. From the streets. Still conscious. Still conscious, whether you believe it or not. I don't care. Come on, man. Plus a successful businessman. Masonry helped me with that, man. Freemasonry did that. Prince Hall, Freemasonry did that. And I would never turn my back on them. And I would defend them to the death because I know what's real. It's no devil worshiping, bro. It ain't no when you get in higher degrees. I'm going to be honest with you on that one. I'm a 32nd degree. I never got 33rd because, for those who know, not because of the knowledge, it's because I just didn't do it. Y'all know what you got to do to get it. I just never did it. And I doubt if you get there, you ain't gonna see the devil. I done seen brothers come back from out of town. Sometimes they might have it in D.C. Sometimes they might have classes. And then one of them came back and said, man, it's the devil. Satan came out and stuck me in my... Come on, man. But I know I gave you an out for you to say, yeah, okay, well, you'll know when you get 33rd. Nah, bruh. It's not it. I know 33rds. They don't supposed to tell you what's going on, but you know. Or what happened in class, but you know. There's no devil worshiping in Freemasonry. No devil worshiping in Prince Hall Freemasonry. I don't think it's devil worshiping in no Freemasonry, man. And yeah, Scottish Rites and Prince Hall, it ain't that they beefing. They don't supposed to recognize each other, but that's at the top. Individually, I still know Scottish Rites Masons. We cool. Ain't nobody look at each other like we some Crips and Bloods. Man, get out of my face, Scottish, right? No, nobody does that. You know. Come on, man. It's crazy. But I do know a lot of them, for some reason, they believe the fact that, let me say this, God is right. The fact that in your curriculum, the fact that in your meetings or whatever, the fact that people opening their mouth against somebody else that got nothing to do with them, something not right about that. Because I had to say it one time. I said, man, I never met one brother from Prince Hall to just up and just say, man, over there, man, they this, they that. No, they don't mention them. They don't mention them at all. Bad or good. We too busy doing us. I just told you, in my district alone, it's about 800. We too busy doing us. And, hey, I'm going to end this with this. If you want to get with a good organization, the father of fraternities, my son is an alpha. I told him, I said, you know the alpha saying, right? If you're going to be a true alpha, you got to wait, how the saying goes? If you're going to be a true alpha, the alphas know it, you got to stand on the square. Because the founders of the alphas were Prince Hall Masons. Jesse Jackson, I can name him. Even Shaquille O'Neal, I can name him. Prince Hall, man. Freemasonry. They devil worshippers too? Oh, of course y'all gonna say that. You know, the signs and all that. And you know, by me joining Freemasonry and helping me change me around and become a successful businessman, master's degree, now I question everything now. Now when they saying these singers throwing up satanic signs, I gotta question that too, because y'all don't know. Y'all just going by what people tell you. I witnessed this with Freemasonry. Yeah. This is my first episode and I had to hit it with a bang, baby. But this is going to be about real news. Y'all need to hopefully, okay. You can follow me on Facebook, Patrick Robinson. It's going to say Artist Patrick Robinson. I have a black suit on. I think I got 8,000 followers. You can follow me on Instagram, Nola P2R. What other pages? I can't remember. But this stuff is going to be on all major streaming networks. Now I might throw it on YouTube too. If I throw it on YouTube, I don't know if I'm gonna just add this YouTube channel. But right now I'm doing all major streaming networks. I'm trying to get off of social media because, you know, this stuff here is free on your phone. You got Apple Podcasts on your phone for free. If you got an Apple phone, if you got an Android, you got iHeart for free. You got Spotify. All you got to do is look up Square Level. It's free. You listen to this for free. But we're going to have a member section for the brothers. Yeah, for the brothers. But we can just really chop it up. But this here is the introduction of this Square Level channel. And we're gonna this gonna be about real live news. And of course we're gonna bring you some Freemasonry news, what people doing out of state, what you're doing over here, what you're doing over there. You need people to support this, need people to support that. You can contact me. My number gonna be in the descriptions on whatever platform you get this podcast from. It's gonna be either, like I say, iHeart, Apple Podcasts, all major streaming networks, man. You can get it from Spotify. Thank you for listening. Once again, Satanism is not in Freemasonry. That is bull crap. That's not true. But I will say this: we can't watch every single brother and what they do. Straight up. Or in that aspect, every single lodge, because it's separated by lodges. In my district, I think it's 26 different lodges. I don't go to that lodge meeting. It's not what you think. You have to be a member to understand all this stuff. So, thank you for listening. Once again, my name is Brother Robinson. Make sure y'all hit that follow button, baby. One love.